Welcome to the city of 1,000 streets, the city that thrives in the dark and has more than enough problems that need solving.
What at one point was a dozen or so small villages that struggled to stay safe from the surrounding woods soon formed an alliance based in trade and mutual need for survival.
Years would pass, and these villages would grow to a point where borders would clash. 12 became 10, and 10 became 7, until only one village remained. This resulted in a city so massive that traveling from the North Gate to the South Gate would take more than 2 days.
The Six Boroughs stand as both a symbol of unity and selfishness. Hiding behind the massive stone walls that protect the city, they also use the River Styx to divide them.
Life in the boroughs varies greatly the further west you live. East Haven, or better known today as the slums, gets the worst of it, with almost zero political assistance and the city guard turning a blind eye to its downfall. Meanwhile, New Noximbres stands as a beacon of hope and possibility, at least at face value.
Around every corner lies a new story and a new perspective. From the gangs that control the boroughs behind the scenes, to the Steel Knights who work to protect and serve while also helping themselves on the side. Even the traders that travel across all the boroughs to buy and sell wares see a side of Noximbres that some may never see.
The churches that worship and preach to anyone who will listen, some to the gods of the land, some to base ideals, the mercenaries and sellswords who work for the highest bidders, and the heroes who are few and far between, but do what they can to save their city.
A true metropolis spanning far and wide. What secrets rest just below the surface? And how long can the city stand when half of it could crumble at any moment?
Welcome to Noximbres. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Zach, aka Longdraw, aka Dungeon Master. This is Capdice, and this is Noximbres and Six Boroughs. Feels like the most CBS kids show intro I've done so far in our 9 sessions, and I'm not sorry about it. Down below me, as you can see, are our lovely players you are hopefully more than familiar with. If not, go check out that YouTube link down below the channel and catch up on all the sessions that are posted on our YouTube channel, preferably about 2 days after every session airs. We try our best. Catch up on the sessions if you haven't yet. All that goodness is there. Go ahead and check out all the social links, Twitter and all that, to keep up to date on schedule changes and anything that comes up last minute, which is my perfect transition to we will not be here next week. So apologies. We have real life stuff that comes up, and there might be possibly a filler stream. I don't know, since I'm the one who won't be here. We'll figure that out as we go. But with all the bookkeeping out of the way, we are a little late, so we're going to jump right into it with a recap. Last session, the party left the exquisite yet messy lair of one Yurikaz, a forgetful wizard who gave them a handful of answers and a bucket full of questions to ponder while they waited for their unavoidable destiny to meet with Hex. In time to kill, the party had a few drinks, got to know each other a little bit better, played some games of dice, with the prize being secrets of each other's pasts. And we saw both a bit of history and reflectiveness through Oz, our not quite too horny, just horny enough bard. The party regroups at the recently renamed Leaky Tub, and sets off to purchase, acquire, and plan all the things they're going to need for the coming battle. The leaky tub makes its way back to Canvas Square, where our 7 party members first met, down in the tunnels that led into an abandoned bathhouse. The party marched their way into the halls, and as they entered in to the double-doored on both sides changing room that led into the main bath proper, the doors slammed shut, smoke filled the room, and 6 out of the 7 party members collapsed into an unconscious heap. Inanis, being the only one to remain aware of his surroundings, staying standing, immediately grabbed Borz's key to the city, aka the little, what are they called? Fucking Pierce? I'm blanking on the name.
A
Battering ram. There it is. Tried to break the door down, and in doing so, exerted themselves to the point of inhaling, to which they also breathed in the noxious fumes and fell unconscious. So, the 7 of you see darkness. The light goes out. There's nothing. No sound. No light. No smells. And no feelings on your skin. I'm going to move you guys. Let me know if the dynamic lighting is off. Either that you cannot see anything or you can see way too much. You should only see yourselves. How are we doing?
I only see myself and a little bit of the area around me.
Yeah. You should see like a little, not room, but clearing, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I see myself and nothing else.
All right. Wait, like nothing else?
Yeah, I see my token and everything else
is
darkness.
Yeah, I see the problem. I got you.
You see nothing.
Okay. There we go.
You. Didn't put a torch in your room.
I found it.
You're good, Wally? Bottom left?
I'm at the bottom left.
Yep.
Sorry, I couldn't see that.
Yep. Everybody else is good? Everybody else can see?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Boars and Alex, you two can see, right?
Yeah.
I don't see torches in your room, so we're going to just do this to be safe. Okay. So maybe that gave you a little bit more. I think it's because you were the 2 with dark vision, so you didn't need the torches, but I want you to have the same kind of natural lighting everybody else has.
I don't have dark vision.
Well, get fucked. How'd you see then? Oh, because you have your fucking shield lantern. That's why. I have you I have you emitting light. Cool. So, normally with something like this, and I would have everybody roll to see who goes first, but this is going to be a tiny bit different. The main thing everybody needs to understand is that this is technically combat. So, no initiative is being rolled just yet. It's going to happen as we go. But I'll explain it as we hit certain events. This is an encounter, so we're going to try and keep it moving as much as possible here. Matt MF Jones. Everything goes black. Your senses abandon you. And it feels unclear how much time has passed. It's one of those things where all of your senses are being depleted. You can't quite feel time's passing. So you don't quite know how long you're unconscious, but eventually light fills your eyes again. It's a not quite orange, but definitely like a redder sunlight. And as you sit up, you find yourself sitting in about 4-inch tall grass. It is burn red. It looks like not the surface of the sun, but very similar in that kind of color texture where it's like oranges and reds and yellows, but still soft grass that you know, like the feeling of. Surrounding you is a circle, like tree line in all directions. You look into the trees and it's just forest for as far as you can see. Anytime you try to move through the trees, you immediately end up back where you started. There is no roaming. Wind picks up a little bit. You feel the breeze kind of kicks in, and on the breeze, you smell a very sulfurous iron aroma. And you remember this smell very, very vividly. It's a smell of blood. Where do you go to, Matt? You're in a pretty large clearing. I would say it's probably about 30-ish feet across in all directions. Does Matt stay more center, or do you attempt the perimeters?
Can I tell? Well, does it seem like the smell's coming from like, would that be downwind, upwind? Where the direction the wind's coming from. Like if I go against the wind, is that probably where the smell's coming from?
Yes, yeah. It smells as though. Okay, cool. So you would know, and as you can tell with your senses, I'm gonna move back to token layer here. You would smell or feel the wind and know the smell is coming from this direction.
Okay. Do you actually physically want me to move my character that direction?
Give me 2 seconds. Let me make sure you can't pass through. I should have checked this earlier, but you shouldn't be able to. Okay, cool. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to move through the dynamic lighting walls now. So yeah, you're fine. Go ahead and move however you like.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm definitely not like moving fast in any way. Just strolling along, and I would. I know you told me that like going into the trees has like kept resetting me, like or basically taking me back to here, right?
Right. Yeah. So it's one of those things.
Mysteriously.
Very, very popular in media, right? Where like you run through the right hallway and you appear in the left, right? It's that scenario.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm really just trying to figure out what the smell is.
Okay.
Or like where, like if I'm, familiar, it's blood, like looking for a dead body or something. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. So you walk over to this eastern right side, however you want to think of it, side of the clearing here. And as you approach it slower now and kind of more methodically and now going off of an actual sense instead of just like wild assumption, the smell gets stronger and stronger, and the wind picks up, and it's no longer a breeze in the sense of it like, ooh, you can barely feel it, or it's like not noticeable. It's like gusts of wind are like pushing into you and almost pushing you backwards. And you hear like a faint sound on the wind. You know how if you step out into like strong winds, it's that gust sounds past your ears. It's very overwhelming to any sense that is like currently trying to do anything. And you hear on the wind, I knew it. I knew he wouldn't do nothing good. We have to. They have our boy. Let them have him. You keep hearing these like voices cut through the wind, and the smell gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And eventually, if you continue, Matt, you get to where the tree line actually starts, like the edge, and the branches are moving in these gusts of wind, and you see they bend and they sway, and eventually, almost in a dance, the trunks, like the thick trees, turn and shift, and you see in the bark of these trees, these autumn colored oak trees almost, faces. You see only like the frontal like sphere shape of a head sticking out of the bark. It's the same color and texture, but it's unmistakable, the features. You see your father's face, and he stares at you.
Dad?
Do you stay where you
Yeah,
are, or do you get closer?
Well, is it like a close tree, or like is it a little bit further?
It's probably about like
I'm gonna walk up to
4
the
or
tree.
5.
No
Okay.
matter where it is, I'm gonna walk up to the tree and say, Dad, like
You close the distance, and as you say that, the eyes like kind of crack open as the bark like sprinkles off to the ground, and they blink, and the eyes look up at you. Don't use that. That's not what you call me anymore.
what? Why didn't you come get me, Dad?
You were a failure. I tried to teach you. I taught your brother. You just could never learn.
I was just trying to help people.
That's your problem, Maddie. You can't help them. You control them. Money is power. And you wanted to give it away. You wanted to charge fair prices and make sure everyone could afford what we had. You know what happens when we do that? Everyone catches up. We lose our hold. You want other people to take over our borough? You want us to lose our stranglehold? You want us to be back where we started?
No.
No, but you take your strolls, don't you, Maddie? You stroll on over the bridge, don't you? Because you think you're smarter than everybody else in this family.
They're not even. I just don't get why we. Yeah. I do.
Matt, please give me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yep. You feel the light around you. It's unclear. It's kind of all-encompassing sunlight, and it shrinks a little bit. It gets darker in this area. You are going to take... Okay, not bad. You only take 2 psychic damage.
Okay.
Low roll. And the tree, the eyes close. The bark returns back to its innate state. The face remains, but it's no longer animated.
Is this like the only, like you said there was like another tree, or was this the only tree that looked like weird or different, or are there other?
No, you see kind of behind it, almost like behind it to the right, there's another face on a tree. Too far away to tell who it is, but you do see another face.
Yeah, I'm running up to it.
Okay, cool. You walk up to this other tree, and again, it is oddly easy for you to notice who it is because it's made of bark. It shouldn't be this clear of an image, but it is unmistakably what you first think is your own face, but you then notice the slight, tiny differences, and you realize this is not you. Do you approach the tree as well?
Yeah.
Same thing. As you approach the tree, the bark cracks and sprinkles to the ground as the eyes flicker open. Oh, hey, Maddie.
Hey, Pat.
Oh, you're in the right shithole now, aren't you?
Isn't this bullshit? I mean, I thought it was like a joke, but I mean, it's been years.
Not long enough, huh?
I guess so. What, I have a question. Did you ever try to find me?
Why would I try and find you?
Because, like, I don't know, isn't family like one of the things we care about?
Yeah.
You're not still getting. Dad really is brainwashing you, isn't he?
He doesn't need to brainwash me. I'm the good son. Listen, don't put your weird baggage on me. You had every opportunity I had, and you threw it away and you squandered it, and all you had to do was listen to Dad. It's that easy. Look at me. I'm everything he wanted, and you're nothing. That's why nobody came to find you. Matt, give me another wisdom saving throw. Yep. Okay, you take 5 psychic damage.
Okay.
All right. We're going to cut to Inanis, who has still shadow stepped away, I think. No, he's good. He was just really unhappy with us. Okay. Sorry, let me pull this back. Inanis, you awake in a very similar location. You find yourself in this slightly overgrown, not too out of control, umber grass, trees in all directions, forming this large circular, about 30-foot clearing, and no sounds, no smells, sunlight that seems to come from all directions, but no directions at the exact same time. What do you do?
I'm gonna reach down
Mhm.
and I'm gonna like feel the ground and just kind of get a feel for what texture it is and what environment I'm in.
Okay. You reach down and it's soft, slightly like not. It's hard to describe. It's not like serrated, but like larger blades of grass. How you can run your finger on them and they like catch on your skin.
Yeah.
It's that kind of like thicker, well-grown, like natural grass. Warm to the touch, surprisingly, and something you have not felt in a very, very long time. Probably, honestly, only once in your life have you probably felt this sensation. Like in the amount of time like you visited places with grass.
Right. Does it feel similar to when I first woke up? Like, is that the environment I'm feeling?
Probably the same like texture of grass. Not the warmth. You awoke in almost a full downpour.
Got you. Okay. Then the first thing I'm gonna do is, and it looks like it's just like 360, just
yeah,
blocked by trees. So I'm not gonna necessarily go through them, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk to like whatever the closest tree is.
Okay.
And then kind of as I'm looking,
this one right here.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I will. Let me go ahead and right there. And what I'll proceed to do, unless something kind of stops me, is I'm gonna start to make like a patrol around the perimeter, just kind of keeping an eye out and looking to see if I can see anything out there.
Okay, cool. I'll say you start to patrol, and as you get to about here-ish, I'm not even gonna make you roll perception for this. It's pretty noticeable. A very similar thing starts to happen where the branches and the trees themselves start to like sway and shift as you get closer and closer.
I will keep my hand on my blade.
Your sword is gone
already, and I feel nothing. Oh, this is not good. Then I cautiously will start to approach and kind of observe what's happening.
Sure. You approach these trees slowly and cautiously, and the trunks break and turn as if not uprooting themselves, but stretching against what is natural to them. And you see not a face, but a mask made of bark pulling out of the trunk of this tree. A very familiar design that only you would know.
As that's forming, I'll kind of like touch my face real quick just to make sure I'm not wearing the original. Okay.
I will say, if you reach up and you feel your face, your original.
Ooh. Kind of recognizing that, I'll attempt to shift.
No.
Not even. And I'll even like kind of like look at my hands, try to shift hand.
Nothing. Having performance anxiety, are we?
I look around to see like who's saying that.
Nobody around you.
Of course, there's not.
You look back at the tree and the mask is now kind of snapped to life.
Yeah.
Still stuck in the trunk, but now animated.
I kind of will glance at the mask.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the face of a man who's supposed to be hidden away.
You'd like that, wouldn't you? You'd like to bury this.
I don't know what I want.
What else is new?
And I look around. Well, this is new, obviously. And you're definitely not something that I'm familiar with. What? No. Who are you?
I'm you. This isn't new. This is just a different way of seeing things that you already know. Open field, no one around, no place to go, no home.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Right back where you belong. It's where you started, isn't it?
I don't know where I started. I know where you started. That's where your journey began, but I don't know. I don't know about me.
Ina needs to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
You say that, I don't know about me. And you... The mask is not wrong, right? Everything the mask is saying has these like seeds of truth, right? But you have the advantage here of knowing that the mask is trying to emulate you or to pull things that you would say or you would know.
Right.
And it's just off a little. This would probably have clicked and had some larger effect on you 4 or 5 days ago. Like really when like questioning and all these things were more prevalent. You got more shit on your plate than that right now. You don't really have time to be dealing with crises. You have your dad's missing, you're in a weird place, your sword's gone, you can't shift, your friends are all missing. You don't have time to be dealing with that. Go ahead and roll a D6 for me.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I'm gonna do this like this here. Matt, you are standing there. This wind is whipped up in your ears. You keep hearing the same voices in your ear. Nobody's coming. Nobody would look. Why would we look? Nobody's coming. And you see the bark of the tree cracks a little. The eyes of your brother kind of reacquire and they stop like zoned out form and now look at you. Oh. Okay. You're not the same scared little boy. That was impressive.
Can you explain to me what just happened?
Do
I know what just happened?
Basically, the face had gone innate and inert, and
Right.
as this wind had picked back up and began just battering your senses with disparaging messaging, basically trying to get into your head, the bark of the tree that your brother's face is on cracked a little, out of just kind of almost out of the blue.
Okay. Well, Pat, I feel like I know you, and I think you'll get it one day. But you're right. I'm not like you, and I don't care if you or Dad or anyone else hates me because of it. I think you're wrong.
Stephen, please give me a wisdom save with advantage. Brilliant. Go ahead and roll a d12 for me, please.
Well,
you see that the tree looks kind of like smirks at you as you're talking, and as you continue and go and go and go, the smirk slowly fades. Well, you're shut up, and the bark cracks more. Inanis. The mask looks at you as you kind of go from your thoughts back to its attention, and you see the bark around this mask begins to crumble and fall off the tree.
But the mask itself seems to be fine.
Yeah, it's kind of like the area around the mask is falling off.
As I see like the bark crumbling around the mask, I kind of look at it, and for a moment, which is rare for Inanis, there's like this confidence, and he just goes, "You can mess with me all you'd like, but one thing will always remain true. You exist for my will, not the other way around. And I am not a slave to you or to anything that you are entitled to survive. I use you. You do not use me."
Give me a wisdom save. Oh, god damn it. Jesus. You guys roll
Double nat 20s?
roll me 2d12, please.
1 in 400 chance.
It happens.
Listen, from the very first session when the Knights had bad rolls, it all led up to this. Okay,
It's
well,
all-
not that roll,
It's
but
all
it led up to that.
accumulated. Oh, brilliant. Okay. Perfect. You stare this mask down and say that, and the mask glares at you. You see it's weird. Eye holes of a mask should not squint, but they do, like they're actual eyes, and they glare at you, and you see it kind of seethes at the mouth. I exist because you're a cow, and the entire front of this tree shatters into pieces and almost explodes past you. And through the trunk of this tree now, it goes and goes and goes, much longer than the actual trunk length is. And about, I would say probably about 100 feet away, you see a small light.
How big is this like clearing of the trunk?
It's
Like,
probably
is
about
it
like 10 by 10. Like these are big fucking trees.
right? This is like I could walk through
Yeah.
this
Oh,
type
for sure.
of.
For
Oh,
sure.
okay. I'll like take my first step in,
Mhm.
and I'll just do like a quick look to make sure there's not any other mask on a tree.
No, you don't
trying
see
to.
it.
All right, and I'll just kind of deep breath.
Mhm.
There you go, Niece. Confidence. Just need to freaking have confidence. I'll just go ahead and walk through.
All right. Matt.
Mhm.
You say that to your brother's face. The bark cracks, and you see as the bark cracks more, the face begins to like twist and morph and shift, and you can almost hear like cracking sounds as the entire persona of this being is changing. And as it starts to reset itself, and you can see very obvious features have changed, but it's hard to tell exactly what the final product will look like as it kind of cracks into its final position. You see your mother's face.
Mom?
The eyes similarly kind of crack open, and the soft wooden bark eyes look up at you. My son.
I miss you, Mom.
I wish I could say the same.
What?
Is your brother here?
Of course he's not.
Oh, a shame. Matt, could you give me a wisdom save, please?
I can.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me a d6, please.
A D6-aroo.
Brilliant. You look at this face of the woman that raised you for 90% of your life. And even through the bark and the wood and the wind howling in your ears and the smell of blood almost too much to bear at this point, you know those eyes are not real. Those are not her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not her face. Those are not her thoughts. And this bark mom basically looks up at you, kind of waiting for you to you in the eyes you can tell that it's wanting you to try. It's wanting you to get invested in this. It wants you to attempt to convince yourself that it's real.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you ever want me back home, I think you'll know where to find me. And I'm gonna walk away.
Matt, you turn your back on something you've wanted for years. And as you do, you hear the sound of bark cracking and shifting and breaking. And there's a moment where you think, if I turn around, there's a chance it'll be her again. And it'll be the real her.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear the sound of metal boots walking towards you
Mm-hmm.
from behind.
Wait, is the trees also behind?
Yep. Yeah.
Like
Trees.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look over my shoulder back at I guess like the tree and to see if I can tell where the
You look over your shoulder, and the entire front face of this tree has cracked and broken into nothing recognizable. And through these cracks, you can see a shimmer of light on the other side where that sound is coming from.
What? Is this crack like what size is this? Like shit.
Probably like a 2-inch across crack. It's like kind of like that. Not if you could get your fingers in
Right,
there, or like maybe like pry or something like that, but not
Mhm.
enough to actually like wiggle through.
I think I am gonna I'm gonna try to see if like what it feels like at least, or if like putting my hand near it, if it feels weird or.
It doesn't feel weird. Like you're able to, if you wish, you could like reach up and touch the bark.
Sure,
It doesn't feel strange. It feels rough, like
definitely
bark.
gonna be cautious about it, but I'll
You kind of slow roll it. You slowly approach. You slowly reach up. It feels like a normal tree. It seems there's no movement anymore. And I'll say it's hard to notice because it's been so consistent since you've awoken. The smell is gone and the wind has died down as well.
Okay. The sound is also seems like it's coming from this this like crack.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna see it. At least just give it one try to see if it's like if the tree is flimsy, if I can like pull apart at the bark like to open this up more or.
Yeah, you reach up and kind of hands on top of each other, stick your fingers through this crack and grip the sides of the bark, and it feels tough. It feels like you're straining yourself, but you definitely feel like the bark begins to crack and break and pull with your hands as you pull back, and almost as like an avalanche, you pull these 2 large chunks of bark off, and everything below it just crumbles to the ground. And in its place, where this cracked tree face was, is a kind of archway style path of darkness. But deep into this path, you hear the sound getting louder and louder, and a small light at the end.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk towards it.
Okay, cool. Oz. You awake. You lay on your back. You look up at. It's overcast, but it's much brighter than you're used to. You see, like, you could be staring at the sun if these clouds weren't in the way, as this all-filling light surrounds you as you kind of regain your senses. You feel the grass on your fingers. You're like, you wiggle your toes. Everything kind of comes back without any issue. And similarly, if you were to stand up, you look around and you see about a 30-foot radius. 30-foot diameter. Clearing with trees on all sides.
Matt? Wally?
Nothing.
Well, I'm gonna just, I'm gonna just kind of pick a direction and just start going that way and seeing if I can, and just kind of continuing to call out for everybody.
Right.
Mainly focusing on like Matt and Wally.
Okay. You walk into. Do you go like into the trees as you walk?
Yeah.
Okay. This will probably be the first. Maybe there'll be more later in the session, but this is going to definitely be the first one that take your time with. I want you, Alex, to think Oz as a child. Still musically inclined or no? Is that something that was consistent or picked up later in life?
kind of like, I mean, lightly musically inclined, like kind of increased in spurts.
Yeah.
So I guess like how young of a child are we talking here?
This would probably be around like 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like musically inclined, but not very good at anything.
Gotcha. Okay. So you will walk through these trees and you call out to Matt and Wally, and nothing happens. And it's not clear how long. It gets to a point where you're not quite sure how long you've been walking, but the trees just keep going and going and going. You're still deep in this forest. And eventually, after an unknown amount of time, you shout out and you hear, Oz? Oz, is that you? And it's Wally's voice.
Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna like jog towards Wally. Where are you?
You jog towards, and after about 10, 20 feet, you see that there's an opening in the thick trees, and it appears to be another clearing. And as you break through the tree line, you walk right out into this clearing. There's nobody there.
Wally? Wally. I'm gonna like kind of like look around. Start shouting louder.
You shout, and there's no answer. Wilson. And do you stay in one spot, or do you kind of like move around this clearing, looking around?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of move around the clearing, but stick inside of it.
Gotcha. You kind of
trying to like peek through the trees.
Yeah, you walk up to other points in the tree line. You peek and kind of look through, and you keep calling out. And as you go from where you started to basically the other side of the clearing at whatever rate you would wish, you shout out, and almost instantaneously, like the word Wally leaves your lips, and you hear, "Hush, boy."
I'm going to turn towards that voice.
You turn towards another tree in the tree line, and you see a very familiar, if not slightly upsetting face that you will never be able to forget. Mr. Vimes looks at you.
How old does he look? Does he look?
He looks older than the very first time you met him, but definitely younger than the last time you saw him.
What would so? Being a bard and like knowing how to make illusions and stuff, I want to like. How would I try and determine if this is just an illusion?
Go ahead and give me either an investigation check or a deception check. Oh no, sorry. Insight check.
Insight check. Okay, I'll do insight.
Okay. You look at this, and it's not an illusion. Like this is, you could reach out and touch it. This tree is there, right? But I'll say with 18 insight, none of this makes sense. Like there's not much here that you can be like, oh, this is actually happening. This is real. Because you went from an underground bathhouse to a clearing with never ending woods and hallucinations of your friends' voices. So.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't know what to trust. That tree is actually there, and that face in the bark is actually there.
Where's Wally?
Ooh, you found a new stray cat? Another junker to bring home and eat our food?
I'm just going to turn Wally, and I'm just going to start like trying to walk away.
Oz, you turn around, and you're facing the tree again. It's in front of you.
No.
Do not turn your back on me, boy.
Oz is just at a loss for words. What? What do you want?
What do I want? Nothing. I want not. I suppose I want you to figure your life out. This constant need to go and bring home these strays you try to save when we've given you the path from our own hands, from our own supply. We have given you everything you could want, and you go and find these wretches.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. I understand. Yeah. Yeah, it's too hard to actually care about anybody aside from yourself. Got it. So if you don't care about me, then I'm gonna go. Bye. I'm gonna try and turn and walk away again.
You face first into the tree again, and as you step back, myself. You think I care for myself, and that's why I bring you in and feed you and clothe you and supply you with all your wants. I do that for myself. No, you were a son to me.
That's a lie.
Oswald, I raised you. I fed you, clothed you. I got you off the streets. What more? What more does a father do?
You are not my father.
Oz, give me a wisdom save. I'll say with advantage.
Oh, God. Let me do that again.
Yeah, one more. Okay. Okay. I need you to roll me a d6. Okay. You watch. You say that, and the face gets not rage necessarily, but like disgust, like the expression of disgust, as a small crack breaks across the left eye. He goes, "No, I did not have the honor to be born into filth and nothingness, and die in filth and nothingness. I made something out of myself, Oswald, and you could too. You have such potential, son. Why throw it away?"
And how many lives did you have to destroy to get that?
None that mattered.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Oswald, please. I know since the accident you haven't been quite as happy here. And for that I'm truly sorry. I wish to make this a welcoming and warm home for you. You've stayed here long enough that I would like to think you feel at home here. Is this not suitable for you? Do the accommodations not match your whims?
No. No. You're not doing this again. I fell for that once. I'm not gonna fall for that again.
Oz, give me another wisdom save. Sorry, with advantage, same thing. Apologies.
Okay.
Oh, God. The face, it doesn't break out of the tree, but it definitely like pulls against it and like strains. You see the bark stretching as it gets closer to you, almost trying to get in your face. and you can basically smell the sap as it's right in front of you. And goes, "No, you won't, will you, Oswald? You're much too smart for that. Just like your parents. Much too smart. Sometimes." Oh, so you have no weapons. Like you're unarmed. Are you gonna punch it? Fuck yeah. Roll a d20 for me. Hell yeah. What's your dex?
My dex is a +2.
+2? Okay. Roll a d6 for me. Okay. How do I explain this so it makes sense? You know for a fact if you were to punch a tree, it would hurt. That is just knowledge you know. You sock this tree and the face shifts back and is staring at you, not fear, but like shock. Goes, "How dare you?" No. This is my own fault. I gave gold to an urchin. I asked for this. I asked for this. You do one nice charitable act. This is how it turns out for you. Well, now I know. And you see the face starts to go like inert and go back into the bark.
No, you don't get to leave now.
What do you do?
I'm gonna. I mean, was it just a face, or was there like any like?
At this, it's mostly just like the front face, but again, like it had pulled out a little bit to get closer to you, so there's a little bit there you could like reach out and grab if you wanted to.
I'm trying to grab it.
Cool. Give me either an athletics or an acrobatics check. Okay. This is a tree. Okay. Yeah, you grab onto this bark and it like pulls you in almost as it goes back to inert, and you are left with a emotionless face.
I'm gonna punch the tree again.
Okay. Roll a d20 for me. This time your hand smashes into hard bark and you feel the pain shoot through your forearm up into your elbow. We are going to jump over to Ditch. Oh, sorry. Ditch, you, very similarly, I'm not going to, do the whole spiel again. You wake up, soft, warm grass at your fingers, on your back. You look up at these like illuminated clouds that are barely holding the sun back, and these trees on all sides.
Do I notice anything around me that seems unusual other than just I passed out in
your overall environment is unusual, but that's nothing more unusual than all that is anyways.
Ditch is gonna try to get up. Does he have his hat?
Yes, you have your hat.
He's gonna try to like dust off his pants, and then put the hat back on, and then he's gonna kind of take stock of what he sees. He'll definitely listen to see if there's anybody near him.
Give me a perception check. You describe this. You hear faint murmurings, like very, very light whispers.
Can I tell where they're like? Are they coming from the tree line?
Assume? They are coming from this direction.
Okay, I will cautiously not go towards it, but I'm going to start getting closer and trying to judge what's going on.
Okay, cool. You slowly approach and the whispers become more and more like, not legible. What's the audible version of legible? Audible. Yeah. It's this session.
Comprehensible.
Yeah. This session brought to you by Audible. You get closer. You get closer to these trees, and these like faint whispers, almost wind sounds, turn into actual intelligible voices.
Do I recognize any of them?
You don't. You hear it's one of those things that's like, it doesn't sound like it's an actual conversation. It sounds like if you were to have, I don't know, 1,000 videos playing and you were just clicking between them and not staying on any
So
of them
very
long enough to
choppy.
get
It's
content.
like-
Yeah.
Or
It's
like if you were turning the
Yeah,
2D
yeah.
dial on a whole radio. Okay.
exactly. Yeah. So you basically like, you hear things, like, no, we mustn't meet here. We have to. No, we could probably work. Hey, I don't know, man. That seems like a lot. And nothing can really like take hold.
Do I see anything from where this sound's coming from, or is it just kind of woodsy trees, a bunch
Woodsy
of trees,
trees, yeah.
birds?
Yeah,
Okay.
woodsy trees.
Um,
Ditch, I'm gonna say with a 22. Yeah, with a 22 and your passive investigation, you see one tree that's like 4 or 5 back in this like thick cluster of trees that has a faint discoloration of the bark.
okay. Noticing that, Ditch is gonna kind of like look around. Does he have like anything on it? Like, is he could just clothes? No, nothing at all.
It's everything besides your weapons.
Does that include tools?
What tool are you looking for?
Ball bearings?
I'd allow it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to throw a ball bearing at that tree.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you fucking think and it bounces off the bark.
Okay. Does it sound like the whispers are coming from that tree?
No, they seem to be all encompassing. Like you could even go like 10 feet to the left, 10 feet to the right, and they don't change.
And
in
it's still
volume.
all-
Yeah.
Ditch is gonna not say it very loud, but like knowing that there might be something there. He's gonna say, whether or not these are from voices I've heard before, there's no way I'm gonna decipher or get anything from this. So whatever it is you want, you either speak plainly or you don't speak at all.
The voices stop. And the tree bark that you noticed kind of breaks a little and in about 75% cracks open as like a door would.
Like a door is opening,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm gonna go towards it.
Cool. Yeah, you get closer and closer, no sound, the voices don't come back, and you eventually get within arm's reach of this cracked open bark.
Does it look like any light or anything's coming out of it?
No.
I'm gonna cautiously go up to it and see if I can either peel the bark more or look into it.
Sorry, you're trying to pull it open, or do you want to peek before you pull it
so
open?
you said it was like 75% open, right? So, I'm
So
assuming
sorry,
it's
the wood cracked 75% around, so 3 sides
I
cracked
see what you're
open,
saying.
and then kind of snapped up. So it's probably
I'm gonna-
about half an inch open.
I'll try to peek through it first before I lean over and
Yeah, darkness.
So I'll say, so now you just leave a mystery. You just cut the noise and that's it. Is there any response?
There's no response.
I'm just gonna grab it and try to open
Cool.
it the rest of the way.
You grab this bark. Do you slow open it, or do you just yank it open?
I don't want to like forceful yank, but like a determined like, nope, it's opening. I'm
Okay.
not like gonna grab it and just like pull
Gotcha.
it off. I'm like,
You-
nope, I'm grabbing it and I'm gonna open it.
You start to move it, not at a leisurely pace, but at like a normal pace. And as you not slowly, as you begin to move it, there is a pressure against it. It kind of catches you off guard. It's very sudden. Slams the door open, throws your arm back as you're holding onto the door. Do you follow your arm, or do you stay looking at the opening?
So wait, is it just like flinging open kind of thing?
Yeah.
He'd probably like, as that happens, he'd probably like let it go.
Cool.
But he's probably not moving.
Yeah. You release it and you kind of not step back, but like arch backwards to
like,
avoid it.
Yep.
And there's just a black opening with nothing in it. 2 hands grab you, pull you, and as you get almost to the darkness, it stops, and you, a mirror image of you, except with 0 facial features, no eyes, no nose, no mouth, nothing, pops out of the darkness. Fullman, and then pulls you in.
Motherfucker. Am I still aware of everything? I just got sucked
darkness,
in.
Black, all senses cut. Oz. Are you punching a tree?
No, after I punch the tree once, I'm just gonna kind of Wally, Matt.
Right back at it. Oz, you kind of, and then you hear out of the corner of your, I guess peripheral, but for hearing, crackling.
I'm just gonna like peek over.
The entire southern part of the clearing, like where the trees would be of this clearing, like where the trees meet it, is ablaze.
Yeah, I'm gonna call out like Wally, Matt. I'm gonna kind of like try and get like close and make sure that like I don't hear
Oz. It's Matt's voice
from inside the fire.
Yep.
I'm gonna run into the fire.
Oz, please give me a wisdom save again. Same thing. Sorry. One more.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
All good.
Ugh.
Okay, brilliant. You run in. Is this fucking caution to the wind sprinting into a burning building, or is this like slow checking, or you just
kind of in between it, like kind of just running in
fast but looking
to,
for something.
Like maybe like pausing occasionally, like if there's like any reprieve. Yeah.
You get like 10, 15 feet into this tree line. Everything's burning. The tops of the canopy are just fully cindering, like ash and sparks are falling down in front of you. You see about 10 feet away from you, hunched over body, like long cloak covers them from like the full view of what you can see, but they are like on the ground, like in the fetal position almost.
I'm just gonna try and pick them up.
Cool.
And run back out of the fire.
Yeah, you grab this mass out of the fire, back into the clearing, and as you return to the clearing, you get the first second you've had in like a moment since the fire started to like acquire what just happened, and you look down, and you are holding a small half-elven boy. He has black hair, missing a tooth, but a decent smile regardless, and bright green eyes.
Hey, you okay?
This just went up and hey, we gotta go back. We gotta go. That's my house. And they pass out.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of like try and like wrap them up in the cloak and try and like get them comfortable and just sit on the ground, make them as comfortable as possible.
Sure. Could you roll me a d12, please? You wrap the cloak around this child, get him nice and snug and not like warm but comfortable. You know, that makes sense. And you sit. Ditch. Darkness in all directions. No sensations. Light does not return to you, but sound does. As you hear that very familiar cutting and static of thousands of voices speaking. All directions, all around you. Give me a perception check. God damn. Normally it would be nonsense. Like you don't understand anything they're saying. Like it's just so many words at once that it's impossible to break down a message. But now you hear something that is familiar. You have a key. Foreman. All out of context. You're not, you can't process the sentences. You just hear the word. And it's coming from a specific direction.
Okay. I can't see, but I can hear.
Yes.
Does it feel like I can walk?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to walk to wherever I hear the word Fullman.
Cool.
Like wherever it's coming from.
Right. Give me a wisdom save with advantage.
Wisdom save with advantage.
Okay. Sometimes you roll hot, sometimes you roll down.
No, we've had 3 sets of doubles today.
You step in and you get closer and closer and the sounds get louder and louder. Foreman. And it gets to the point that it is deafening. You take fucking low rolls, man. You take 1 point of psychic damage.
My brain.
Oh, my brain. As it gets too overstimulating, as you can't pin down what you're trying to understand.
Right. So I'm standing there, just like, I'd probably put my hands up, over my ears to try to just like stop it as much as possible. But then the voices don't cut out. They're
still there.
I'm gonna keep walking to wherever that direction still was. If it's still like, is Fullman still being said? It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
Okay. You push through. God fucking. You take 2 more points of psychic damage as you attempt to brace through this. Give me another wisdom save with just a flat roll. No advantage.
No advantage, so just okay. So
Just
I don't
normal
need
roll.
distracted.
Yeah, normal roll.
11.
Okay. The voices don't get any quieter, but you are just able to kind of tune them out to an extent. Okay. But you keep walking in and you hear Fullman. Fine. Fullman. Where? Fullman. When? Where? Fullman. Where? Fine. Fullman. When? Fine. And it just keeps going and going and going.
I'm gonna say, or ask, I guess it's more of a question. Have I find him in the past or find him now? I'm just gonna I don't know how, like, if it's
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in my head that I'm hearing all those sounds, or if it's actually out loud. So I will basically scream it.
Yeah, you scream it and you're shouting against a hurricane. Everything stops. You hear a whooshing sound of movement as you're feeling it now. As you hear it first, and then you feel your body yanked, and you're sliding. Your feet are on the ground, sliding against the ground, and then you whip to a stop. It's jarring. You almost whiplash back into position. Fullman. Fine. Fullman. Fine. Smock. Fullman. Fine. Fullman. Smock. Fine. Smoke. Fullman. Smock. Fine. Fullman. Torch. Fullman. Fine. Smock. Oz. You hold this child in your arms. You stare at them. A few minutes go by. 30 minutes go by. An hour passes. Do you just stay where you are holding them?
Yeah, I mean, like, gently kind of like rocking, like, making sure they're doing okay. Like,
Yeah.
rocking them a little bit. Kind of just looking up and around, seeing if I see anybody. But at this point, I'm just like, it's a weird fucking dream thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm going to just do what I can here.
You rock back and forth as best you can. And you hear after about an hour, the small voice, eyes don't open, all kind of sleep talking to an extent. You hear them say, well, thanks for coming to get me, mister. Hey, do you need a pair of shoes?
No, thank you.
As you hear it and can kind of feel the heat disperse as you look over your shoulder, the flames have extinguished themselves over time, and you see a scorched forest in front of you. What do you do?
Do you know where your parents are?
He like points into the burned trees. Oh, we used to live in there, but I don't know if that's gonna work anymore. And he starts rubbing his eyes.
Well, let's go see if we can find anything.
Okay. And you walk into the trees. Okay. Wally.
Yes.
Similar sensation. The sun on the grass, trees in all directions. What do you do?
Do I have anything on me?
You have your
Like,
normal possessions, but you don't have your arcane focus is gone, and your dagger is gone.
Okay. Can I do a perception check? I don't know if I even need a perception check. Do all the trees around me look the same, like as far as spaced out, or is there a direction that I could possibly go that looks more, I don't know, traveled? Or
Give me a perception check. You look. All of the trees seem to be like spaced, like they're all like naturally like spaced. There isn't like a clearing. There isn't like a walking path per se, right? What I will say with a 16 is that you look at all these trees and they look very similar. All of these trees look not identical, but you're like, oh, I've seen that tree before. I've seen that tree before. There's probably like 5 or 6 trees here, and just repeating.
You said I have my stuff, but I don't have my arcane focus.
Correct.
Do I have the potion that Matt gave me the other day?
Yeah, I'll say you have it. Yeah.
I'm gonna drink the potion. It's a potion of flight, and I'm gonna fly up out of the clearing.
Okay. Yeah. No, you consume the potion. It gives you a fly speed, I assume?
It's a fly speed of 10 feet for 1 minute.
For 1 minute. Okay. So is your objective to go as far up as you can?
I'm trying to go up above the trees and like see.
You have a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So it's 10. So it's 10 feet for every 6 seconds, right? So I
Correct.
can get 100 feet up.
Yes.
Or 50 feet up and 50 feet down.
That's what I'm trying to figure out what you want to do.
Yeah. I just want to go up high enough to see.
Okay, cool. You fly up. Yeah, give me. I'm gonna say we'll skip the check for this one. Give me a wisdom save with advantage. Okay, roll a d8 for me. Okay, cool. You fly up and you look out and you see in all directions forest as far as the eye can see. This is the one clearing in forever, it looks like. You go 50 feet up, do you go 50 feet back down, or do you try and climb higher? Okay, you fly down, and as your feet touch the ground, there's a weight on you now. Like you land and gravity feels tougher, and it pushes on you. And give me a strength saving throw. Yeah. The weight pushes and pushes, and you try and hold yourself up, and it smashes you into the ground. And your face is basically pushed into the grass. And as you look up, you are surrounded by other people on the ground, laying face down. Up, they all push up. Down, they all go down. Up, they all push up. Down. What do you do, Wally?
I will try to sort of blend in with the push-ups, but look up and see who's saying.
You don't see anybody, but you also hear them behind you. But as you blend in, you hear them getting closer and closer, like they're walking up towards the front of the formation. Up, down, up, down, up. What are you doing? You hear a voice coming from behind you, Wally.
Push-ups, sir. What are you doing?
That's a good... And you feel a boot kick you in the stomach. Up, down, up, and they step on your back, Wally. Down, they push in. Up, and they let go. Down, they push back into your back. Every time you try and lift yourself off the ground, pushes you back into the ground. And you can't really see because you're like face down. But you like see the shadow as they crouch down next to you. And as you turn your head, you see your father's face. Now let's try that again. What are you doing?
Sir, push-ups, sir?
All right. And you see he stands back up and he steps back. He glares down at you. Up.
I stand up.
Give me a wisdom save. You stand up. Yeah. You stand up. Do you like face him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks down at you and he looks around, and you can now see that all of the other people here have stopped what they're doing, either in the up or the down. A bunch of different aspects. It's all kind of paused as everyone looks up at you in like shock. He leans in and he gets really close. Walford, get in the up position.
What's the use in doing this if I can never do it right for you?
He looks around at all the Steel Knights who have stopped. Walfred, you're going to get in the up position.
Make me.
He headbutts you. Yep. Okay. Jesus. Before I say this, Wally, give me a wisdom saving throw. With advantage, I'll say. Okay. See if you crit. Okay. Give me 2d12s, please. Okay. You skit out, and his head flashes forward in an instant. The metal helm he's wearing crashes into your face, breaks. You feel the bone in your nose snap to the side. Blood immediately gushes out. You take 14 points of damage as you snap backwards, crash into the ground, and black out.
Dope.
Huh?
Just take all your hit points in one go?
Dope as hell, Israel.
No.
Oh, okay.
Almost.
Jesus. Also, Zach, was it 1-2 for me or 1-3?
What do you mean?
When you did the damage roll, the psychic damage.
1-2, 1-2, 3 total.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I got you. Volt. This is going to be the second one. Oz got the first. You get the second because we're going to flush some stuff out. Volt's upbringing / family life. We know your dad passed the ship down to you. The ship had already been docked at that point, right? So his job would have been not directly related to the ship, but still owned it and still upkept it, right?
He pretty much let it fall into disarray. He wanted nothing to do with it.
Gotcha. So was he also in the protect and serve, or was he something completely unrelated? Not that you would have followed in and not related to the boat.
He would have been a tradesman.
Okay, cool. So then, other than him, what's the upbringing? Is it community raising? Is it just him? Is it him and grandpa? Day-to-day life, who do you see?
So, essentially, it would be my father mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Had a mother, but mother and father didn't really get along all that well.
Mm-hmm.
Grandfather was hated by my father because my grandfather was never around because he was always with the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And when he died, he passed along the ship to my father.
Gotcha.
And my father essentially takes out all of his anger he had for his dad on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
I see the ship as an expression of freedom, a legacy of my family, something to be cherished, possessed, and carried on.
Right.
So me and him don't really see eye to eye.
So then 2 questions for you, and this will directly relate into my next thing. 1, where is he now? Is this still working, retired, dead? Where is dad?
He's alive. We don't really communicate and keep in touch, but he would probably be wherever you could find a large concentration of blacksmiths.
Okay, gotcha. And then 2, I think this would be more of a memory Volt would have while waking up. What is the moment Volt goes, Steel Knights? That's my thing. That's my new path.
Would have probably been during one of the times the Steel Knights helped around his father's shop.
Okay.
Maybe somebody tried to steal something, or somebody tried to break in, and the Steel Knights were there and they stopped it. But ever since then, he was like, yeah.
Brilliant. So you see them doing their like, not like the most badass thing a Steel Knight could ever do, but it's definitely that thing of like, this is what the job is. This is, you help people. Right? So Volt, you regain your senses. The sunlight warm on your scales. Yeah, scales. As you look around you and you see nothing but trees in all directions. What does Volt do?
Bolt immediately goes over his gear.
Mm-hmm.
Axe, I presume gone.
Gone.
Light crossbow, I
Gone.
presume gone. The net,
Gone.
manacles,
Gone. No, sorry. You could have your manacles. I let everybody else have some other stuff. You could have your manacle.
He's gonna kind of place his hand on his breastplate and check behind it to see if his family book's still there.
Still there.
And then he's gonna move his hand to the runic sigil engraved on his chest piece. Just kind of look around at the area, try to take in his surroundings and assess the situation.
Yeah. Like I say, you see the trees in all directions. Give me a perception check.
Easy peasy. I'm great at those. Hey, not bad for -1.
All right, cool. So 15. I'm gonna say you hear the sound of hammer clanging on steel. Bring, 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 bring.
Volt's gonna go towards it.
Cool. It's off this direction. You don't really need to worry about your token, but yeah, you head that direction towards the trees. And it's an odd sensation. It's weird, like distortion. As you get to the tree line and you're like, oh, the sound is coming from behind this tree, the sound moves to behind you.
Hello?
Bring, bring, bring.
Okay. He's gonna keep trying to follow the sound.
Yeah. You get to this tree line, it shifts away, and now it like turns to the right and turns to the left. You eventually turn around as the sound moves around your head. And you see in the dead center of the clearing where you were just laying down is a large anvil with a chair next to it, and you see a Steel Knight sits at it. They have the armor on, the regalia, everything, but their back is to you, and the hammer comes up and bring, bring.
Volt's going to like make a wide circle around because he doesn't want to startle him, but he also doesn't want to get too close.
Yeah, you take the wide berth and you get around them, and as you kind of keep your eyes on them, they continue hammering away. You get about halfway around. You see they're working on this like immaculate longsword, very Steel Knight design inspired. A little fancier than you would expect. This is probably like an officer blade or maybe even like an ornamental weapon. Ding, ding, ding. They start hammering out the, getting to the, God, I'm trying to remember the terms. Basically where it gets thinner and thinner and thinner as it gets to the end. Ding, they get bing, 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 bing. They're trying to smooth it out. And you see they turn to their left away from you and they put it in the geez, not the quench. Sorry, they put it in the standing forge to reheat it, and it starts to. They leave it kind of all the way in up to the hilt, and then they turn back to facing forward, and then they shift over and kind of look at you, and they have the helm piece down, so it's just the front of a helmet.
Aren't you a little hot? Sitting next to a furnace in full armor with the faceplate down?
Steel Knights are never hot. Steel Knights are exactly what they need to be for the job given.
Yeah, but I couldn't make a joke there, but I feel like it would be inappropriate. Who are you?
I am a Steel Knight. I am exactly what this city needs.
Right. Okay. Well, I am Sergeant Volt Magris. Let's start there. What's your rank?
Steel Knights do not have ranks. Steel Knights are what they need to be for the purpose of the objective. Ranks belittle the purpose. They create hierarchies that may be abused and selfishly maintained for the benefit of one but not many.
Yes, but hierarchies are also beneficial at disseminating information and organizing large groups into concentrated efforts. They have their downsides, but they have their advantages as well.
Steel Knights disseminate information faster than any other force in the city. We pass all needed knowledge to other Steel Knights, and we are able to complete all tasks in the timely and effective manner.
Boy, that's couldn't be farther from the truth. I know some criminals who are, wow, they are so much better than we are at passing along information. And I've held my fair share of information from other people.
They slowly stand up. Steel Knights do not withhold information.
Yeah, Steel Knights also have names, so I'm not sure if you're actually a Steel Knight or not.
Names
Because we're all people.
are weight. They hold you back from your true objective of being a Steel Knight.
All right, Boy Wonder. Is there anything else here, or is it just you and me and an anvil?
What else does a Steel Knight need? And they reach in and they pull the blade out, now red hot, and they turn to face you. You are a Steel Knight. You understand. Here, and they point the blade at you tip first.
Is he holding onto it with his bare hands, or does he have tongs?
Bare hands. Steel gauntlets, but bare hands.
Well, I have steel gauntlets, so Volt's gonna reach for the blade.
Volt, give me a wisdom save.
I mean, if it's not hurting him, right? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, wisdom saving throw. Ooh.
Yeah. Where do you reach to grab it by?
I'll probably reach not for the tip, but probably mid blade.
Okay.
If he's handing a blade out towards me.
Yep. You reach it down and grab it. You take 5 fire damage as it burns into your the blade heats up your gauntlet, which burns your hand. Right. Do you hold it or do you let go of it?
I'm gonna grimace and stare at him. Mm-hmm. You got tongs, or you just open-handing this thing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The pure flame would never hurt one who is true and just and appropriate for the title of Steel Knight.
Okay, and I'm just gonna shunt the blade away.
You push it away, and he anticipating you to hold the weight has almost let go of it. It falls, clatters to the ground. He looks up at you. Why would the blade burn you if you are a Steel Knight?
know. Maybe the blade's faulty.
They step like one step closer to you. The blade is perfect. Steel Knights are perfect. It is you who is faulty.
But I am a Steel Knight.
You are a sham. You are a fraud. You do not withhold the code of the knight.
It might be true, but I'm not the only one. There are a lot of people touting Steel Knight armor who are just like me.
Give me a wisdom save with advantage. Yep.
Woo!
You see he doesn't punch you. He like open hand smacks you across the face. Okay, you take 4 damage. As he looks up at you. He's tall, but he's not vault tall. He's probably about 8 feet tall. And he goes, "This is absurd. You smear the name of something you claim to be a part of. You know nothing of Steel Knights. We do only what is just and good for the city. And any accusations as otherwise are unacceptable."
Bolt will let out just a fucking nasty snarl on this dude's face.
Yeah.
And just trying to like hold back, look at him. You touch me again, you're not getting that hand back.
Give me a wisdom save.
Oh, okay. With advantage or just normal?
Normal. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry. What were you going to say?
Now, I don't know what time period you come from that you believe that the Steel Knights are all these wonderful, righteous people without flaws, but I live in the real world. We deal with crime. And some of that, yeah, is corruption in our own ranks. But we do a lot of good.
You see they look down at the blade that has fallen to the ground, and then they look back up at you. And the regalia, like the accoutrement that sits on their Steel Knight armor, shifts. And it all goes from the like pearl white to onyx black. They stare at you and they go, flexing upwards, grow about 2 feet taller. And they go, Steel Knights are exactly what the city needs. A position of authority, control. You understand. The steel boot to put on the neck of those beneath us.
Maybe not all that good of a Boy Scout after all. Yeah. I won't try to obfuscate it. I know that the Steel Knights were a tool. A lot of the time we do good, but a lot of the time we do bad as well. At the end of the day, even we're not the ones in charge. We're just the ones who hold it up.
The power is with the many, and all the Steel Knights know that when we work as one, we can do whatever we want. Why shouldn't we? We're the ones who don the armor. We go out and fight the filth. Why shouldn't we take what is ours? Take advantage of a system that breaks us. Yes. They kind of turn and look off in the distance. This is better. This feels better. They lean over and reach for their blade.
The one in the forge, or like one on their hip?
One that has fallen to the ground now. The one that you had held onto and burned your hand on.
I'll let them reach for it.
Yeah, they reach down, they grab it by the hilt, and they kind of give it a test swing. Not in your direction, like off to the side. And good. A tool. And he snaps his head and looks straight at you. Tools. Tools. We must be used. And use our own. To exact will. Yes. Yes, yes. This works. This is easy. As it should be. We've earned this. He looks back at you again and like too fast for the size he's moving, like rushes in front of you like an inch away from you. This is what we've earned.
Maybe now you can answer this question. Who are you?
You see with one hand, their right hand, they reach up and they grab the top of their helmet and they pull it off. And as they lift it upwards, their head goes up with it until they stand eye to eye with you. And you see it's a humanoid face, like human. And then the skin starts to change pigmentation and their ears grow pointy. And now they're a dark-skinned elf. And then the ears grow even longer and their hair goes this deep green as the skin shifts to an almost forest sage green. And now they're an earth genasi. And this continues and they keep shifting and shifting into different forms and people. We are still knights. We as one must control. And they turn their back to you. And they start to walk towards the trees. Must captivate, must control, must dominate. And they keep walking away.
I'll put my hand on his shoulder.
Give me a wisdom save.
Wisdom save, okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me 2d8, if you don't mind.
2d8. Oh, that was 1d8. There's 2d8. Double fives.
Right. Yeah. You grab the shoulder and you see that as you touch them, the handle of the sword they're wielding glows bright red and burns, and they drop it and they go, ugh! And they whip their head back around and look at you. Why? Why does the blade reject me?
I believe you said that the blade only burns those who aren't Steel Knights. And I'm gonna fucking grow in size and punch him in the face.
Oh, hell yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
I owed you that.
Hell yeah. Give me a d20.
1d20?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Roll me. I'm going to say give me a d12 and a d6.
A d12 and a d6.
Okay.
And I am, just to make sure I'm making it clear I'm giant smiting.
Yep.
So
Yeah, all these.
I will expend that charge.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Nope, don't worry about
I
it.
will not expend that charge.
You are you going for like a side punch, or are you going straight down the middle?
Oh, I'm decking him right in this cheek.
Right in the cheek.
Just like
you
temple side of the face.
Smash into his temple, and the entire form, like head goes first, and then the entire form, like spins, like spirals, as he flies across the clearing and slams into a tree. And the form slowly, like comically, falls onto their back. And you see out of the corner of your eye as you finish the follow through on the swing, the blade still sits on the ground, hilt red hot, almost igniting, but not quite at that point yet.
Bolt's gonna reach for the blade.
Hell yeah. I need you to do two things for me. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
Okay.
So do that real fast. Hell yeah. And then as you grab the blade, you kind of stand, hold it in your hands. It doesn't burn you. It's warm, intensely warm, but it doesn't burn you at all. And you hear the same voice you heard initially, but without the shift. Like right when that transition happened, the voice slightly changed. You hear the original. Truth. Justice. We do what is right for those who can't. Who are you?
My name is Sergeant Volt Magris of the Steel Knights.
The blade erupts in fire. The body at the base of the tree ignites, it burns, and is gone. The tree it smashed into glows red hot, and the bark melts, leaving a large, dark archway.
I will stride confidently forward.
You walk into this archway. Fade to black. Boris.
Hi, Daddy.
You awaken in a very familiar clearing at this point to everyone. Trees in all direction. Sun on your face. What does Boris do?
All my shit's gone, right?
All your weapons are gone.
My shield? That's still my shield?
Shield's there. You have your shield.
Do I have my battering ram?
No. It's gonna smash all the trees down.
Is my dagger gone too?
Dagger's gone.
Okay. Divine sense, first off.
All directions, intensely.
Well, that's a bitch. Hello? You put me here. I know you're around. Do you just want to come out and get this over with? Really, you're just wasting time. We all know how this is going to end.
Do we?
Yeah, we're pretty sure. One of us is going to die.
You hear a voice from behind you go, well, that's probably right.
Is he there when I turn around?
Yeah, you turn around. About 5'8", 5'9", scrawny. Not like super toothpicky, but definitely like skinny. Dark-haired, scruffy teenager. There's a.
I'm gonna pull the picture out just to make sure that it matches. You know.
Remind me, because this is DM memory. Which photograph did you have?
I had the one from.
I know there was another one in the bathhouse. I'm trying to remember which one you found.
I took all of them. I
Then
took everything I could find. The one I'm talking about is the one that was in the candle room with the dagger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not exactly. Very close, like sibling.
So you kept a picture of your brother in the bathhouse? Is that it?
I
Got
kept
like a little shrine to him?
memorial, I guess, is a better word.
That's fair. Sorry about that. Those guys, I guess, kind of suck at their job. I don't know what to tell you.
You're not sorry.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry they were wrong. I'm not sorry about what's about to happen. I'm not sorry that you're going to meet your end and it's going to be by my hand. But I am sorry that we got the wrong person. That was never our goal.
God. I was really hoping you were going to break stereotypes and be smarter than you looked. You have no idea what's going on here, do you?
Well, I know that we're in some kind of parlor trick of yours. I imagine my friends, not really friends, the people I work with, are in similar situations. And that you're probably not going to give me a weapon because then you would lose. Yeah, that about sum it up. That about.
Boris, man. Like, parlor trick is close, but like, you have to know this. None of this is real.
I know the forest isn't real. Like that's
No, Boris. None of
pretty
it.
obvious.
Nothing is real. God, they've told you nothing. Your friends weren't wrong, idiot. They got their guy.
I mean, I don't believe you. I was sent to get you because they fucked up. So. And why would I believe you anyways? You're the epitome of everything that is evil in this world.
Oh, that's rich. Pot kettle, nice to meet, I guess. You guys just swing without looking sometimes, huh? Francis is a necessary evil to kill. And then, oh, there's someone who looks like him. Gotta be evil too, right? So, indiscriminately and without any forethought.
You've blown up like how many things
since
no, this past week?
Don't get me wrong. I am
absolutely evil.
Can
we agree with that?
I've done some terrible things recently, but that's not what you care about, is it, Boris? You don't care about the bombs. You don't care about the murder. People die all the time in Noximbres.
It's my job to limit the death as much as possible.
No. You're a dog on a chain. Your job is to kill. You know, you can dilute it as... How do you do that?
By defending the weak from people like you.
Yeah, people like me. What am I?
I've already told you, you're the embodiment of evil in Noximbres. I don't have to explain myself to you.
You can paint it however you like, big man. You can hide behind your ideals and your scripture. But at the end of the day, You're a glorified hitman. They point
I'm a glorified hitman.
and you
That's
swing.
rich.
Do
I
you
haven't swung at anything since your hitman.
do your trick? Tell me, am I what you think I am?
I already know what you are. I don't have to verify what I already know.
No, that would be too cautious of you, wouldn't it? You wouldn't want another innocent person to die. You apologize for one death and then won't avoid a second. Rich.
There's nothing to avoid. You are at this point beyond redemption.
Mm.
You had your chance. You had your chance a week and a half ago before the bombs went off. Me and you could have talked this out. You could have repented and everyone could go along on their merry way. But you took innocent lives. You framed my associate. And honestly, you're just a big pain in the ass.
That's the nicest thing you've said to me yet. But now I want you to think back, truly. What innocent lives?
All the people in the tavern.
Not an innocent one among them.
Really? You don't think there was an innocent person there?
Not a single one.
Well, I would beg to differ.
Hmm.
Plus, all those guards you sent to their death, or those hitmen you sent to their death, granted, nah, not necessarily innocent, but not guilty enough to be murdered, to send to their death. You knew they weren't going to survive. You knew what you did.
Yeah. Couldn't the same thing be said about your church? They didn't know you were going to survive. They're hoping.
That's a choice we make every day.
It's a choice they made. They knew what I brought them along to do.
They did it because they needed to eat. I do it because it's the right thing to do.
You think everyone who is evil and everyone who does these things do so out of this weird necessity. And you just... It hurts me. It does, Boris. I try to show you the light. I try to show you the hypocrisy. And you just follow. You step in line like a good altar boy.
I was always the best altar boy we had, to be fair.
Francis would have liked you. He had a sense of humor like you did. Well, when he was there. Now, this would be, here. And he starts stepping towards you, Boris.
Like aggressively?
No,
Like
just walks towards you.
I'll walk towards him too.
Okay.
Why not?
He keeps walking towards you. You guys get about 10 feet apart, and as that closes closer and closer and closer, almost getting to the point of arm's length, he reaches a hand out upwards.
Like to stop me, or?
No. Seems like it's about to. He will impact you if you keep moving, and he keeps moving.
I'm gonna just bat his hand away, close the distance.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, any reason you wanted to get close to me? I don't.
Well, I technically don't need your willingness. It just would have been easier. And then he puts his hand on your chest. And the forest around you begins to spin rapidly like a vortex. You're still standing there. He's still in front of you. Just the colors are moving around you, rapid. And as they go faster and faster and faster, the color fades from them and they change to grays and blacks. And then a little bit of yellow appears and you see it streaking across the vortex and it starts to slow down. And you, not initially, but as it comes to an end, feel the dizziness that comes with this rapid movement. And you find yourself sitting. Your back against stone, it feels like. Your hands hurt. They're raw. Metal cuffs against your wrists, pinned behind your back. Your legs chained together. A blindfold ripped off of your face. And you see the same face sitting in front of you. Or he's more crouching as you sit on the ground. Welcome back.
Howdy.
Boris, you are sitting in the, not the center, against one of the walls of the bath, the main large bath in the bathhouse. And around you, I'll say, directly to your right, you see an unconscious Inanis lays on their side with what appears to be a tube of some kind connecting their arm to a large bag of purple liquid. To your left, on the opposite side of the bath as you sit in the corner, he's on the other corner. Oz, positioned, leaning back, like sitting back against stone wall, same thing. Tube connects his arm. Next, same thing. You see Ditch sits there against stone wall, vein connected. Wally in the corner exactly opposite you. Slouched over at the waist, but you still see the vein or the tube connecting them. Volt has two larger bags connected to one in each arm. And Matt sits in the other corner, one in his, all manacled and chained.
So your plan, just keep us drugged here, fuck with us, and then when you get tired, just kill us.
It's a bit
Us.
more eloquent, but I guess that's the rough version of it. I wanted most of them, and I was hoping you to get a look at some pain. Truly understand some agony. Like I felt.
I
Wanted,
know agony. You can't show me agony.
You know nothing.
Sure I do.
You're an overgrown Boy Scout.
Defender of Peace, Boy Scout. I guess, sure. At least I don't go around blowing up the fucking town. And kidnapping people. Drugging them. You know. To each their own, I guess.
So I'm trying to find... One second. Apologies. I had a thing and I don't know where I placed it. So I'm going to go to the root of it.
The root of it?
So, you see he looks down at his belt as he sits there in front of you. He reaches down and he grabs a leather pouch and kind of pulls it up and opens it up. Tell me, Boris. Do you know what hex brew is?
Tell me, DM. Do I know what hex brew is?
Never heard of this.
I don't know. some bullshit you use on people. Maybe you do it yourself. Maybe is it your drugs? Is that what it is? Is that where you get?
It's kind
It's like how you juice yourself up.
of close.
Mm. Mm.
Those who make the pact, like Francis did, they gain the weapon. But if you take someone else's and you forge it down, there's actually a natural element in the blade. Every blade has it. What you do, it takes a couple extra steps and a couple other ingredients, but that's what I helped with, and that's what I was able to acquire. You actually can take the other person's connection to their weapon. It's not the only way people become hexes, but it certainly accelerates the process for someone who doesn't come across the pact naturally.
So what? You took your dead brother's weapon when he couldn't use it anymore? Is that what I'm gathering?
I did.
You're even slimier than I thought you were. You're even less of a person.
See,
Noted.
I didn't drink the brew yet. And he looks down at the pouch in his hand. And he looks up at you.
Can't like reach it with like my head or anything, can I?
No.
No.
You're probably a couple feet away. Like even if you were to like throw your head forward, you would be out of reach. Yes.
Would he be within 5 feet of me?
Close. Tell me what you're trying and I'll tell you if it's bullshit or not.
I was thinking about popping Word of Radiance.
What's the components?
It's a cantrip.
Right, but what are the
a holy symbol.
Yeah, you can't reach your holy symbol.
Damn.
You see he stands up and takes one step backwards. He says, "See, here's my dilemma. I give this to you. You just off yourself. You're so brainwashed, it wouldn't even come as a second thought to sacrifice yourself." And he looks to his left. "But I could give it to him." And he points at Enonis. That's how it works, right? Hexblades have to die. All of them. All the time. Every single one.
You don't have to die.
No.
I've tried telling you that.
Yeah? And what's your other option?
As you turned yourself in, you repent. We go our merry way.
And how
It's that simple.
Let me ask you a question.
Hmm.
In your time with the church, how many have ever walked out?
Well, you know me so well. You know that I'm rarely part of those rituals. I've yet to successfully catch one myself.
But you've lived there for years and years, right? Like you've been around. You would have heard if somebody repented.
No, I tried to stay in the background. The less they see me, the less likely they are to force me a different way.
Well, here. I'm in a really generous mood. I'll tell you. 0.
Maybe people don't like to repent. I don't know what to say.
Maybe. You see he keeps stepping backwards. And he stops and he crouches over at Matt. What about him? He wouldn't repent. He wouldn't even know it had happened yet. He's going to say no. He's going to deny it when he wakes up. Off with his head, right? He moves over to the right. This big guy. he would be a force. Take 5, 6 of you guys to bring him down. Same thing. The kid, the blue old man. What about the half elf?
Or, hear me out. There's a really simple solution. Just pour it the fuck out. Then I'm gonna cast command.
Somatic or just verbal?
Verbal.
Just verbal?
Just verbal.
Okay. What's the save?
It's super low. It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save?
Yep.
What's the DC?
11. It's
Okay.
hey, not one can happen.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you right now, he only has a +1. He's not wise. He's intelligent. You said it's DC 11?
Yep.
I'm gonna turn the GM rolls off for this. +1 makes it 11. He meets the DC.
Can we use inspiration on that?
No. Only one who would be able to is Pierce.
I don't have inspiration.
Do you have it?
I don't. I've never had it.
Have you never had it?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, role play better. God. I'm kidding. You can have it, but you can't use it on this.
That's fine.
You see, he looks at you and he goes, "That is the oldest, stupidest, cheapest." Whoa, 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 ho, ho, ho! You're good. You're good. I like that. Was good.
A shot.
And they cross, standing in between Volt and Wally. They walk back across the floor to you. I could drink it. Make killing you easier, I guess. But that's not me. That's not what I want.
What do you want? What can I do to help you get what you want? That's all I want in life, is to make sure that you're happy and get everything you ever fucking wanted. That's the only reason you wanted the power in the first place, right? Save your brother.
See, you keep overlooking what my wants are. Because you're right, you can give me what I want. That's why you're here, Boris. That's why I brought you here. That's why I brought all of you here. Your negligence, your callousness, your blind disregard for those you affect in your lives.
The kid really fucked with you, huh? Man, I tell you what, being born into a family of assholes, that's a guilty sentence right there.
Might as well be.
Mm.
He's going to grow up. He's going to realize.
And that's why you were on the list. You blame him for the family he has, and then you get mad when you're family with them. I don't know what you expect. You're a hypocrite.
I'm only a hypocrite if you admit that I'm right.
You mean admit that you're right? You're not right about anything. You've been wrong at every fucking turn.
He points at Matt and he says, "If I'm evil for my brother, then he's evil for his. So shouldn't he be put
you're
down?"
evil because you blew people up.
You didn't know that before you started hunting me.
They had a reason that you were evil. I listened.
I'm not going to argue with you if I'm evil or not. That
kid hasn't done anything.
I don't know. Tell you what. Drink it. And I'll let the kid go.
You want me to drink it,
Drink
and
it.
you won't let the kid go.
Yeah. You're right. He hasn't done anything.
What about everyone else? What are you going to do then?
No, they're guilty.
They're guilty? How's everyone else guilty? Please tell me.
You see, he stands up. He walks over to Enonis, and as he kind of looks down at his body, he rears his foot back and kicks him in the stomach. They have one job: solve crimes. But no,
The kid's not even out of the academy yet. Look at his fucking armor. Well,
Even
I guess he's not wearing his armor right now.
more
but
reason. His first job, his very first case, and it's swept under the rug just to
Not
protect
his
your
call.
little family.
That's
we
not his
all
call.
we all make decisions. He had a choice and he made it.
Not really. No, you're fucking wrong. You can't just tell people above you that you're gonna fucking file it. You can file it if you want, and then guess what? It still disappears,
You see, he steps over to
and then
Volt.
you'd still blame him.
See, but that's the thing. It would still disappear. Fine. I'd still be here. But he wouldn't. Because he would have done the right thing. He could have stayed outside the house. He could have continued to protect my brother. He was still getting paid.
Oh, I mean, yeah, Folt's corrupt. I'll give you that. He's a dirty cop.
Huh?
110%. But I mean, you hit the nail on the head. He was getting paid. He did what he was told to do. He didn't know who the fuck he was watching. You can't get mad at him for that.
He points behind him at Wally. He was getting paid. He took the gold. Is he innocent too?
Listen, I'm still on the fence about Wally. I don't know what Wally took the gold for. So you got to expand a little bit. You can't just say took gold. That's a real open-ended, like, there's a lot of things you can take gold for if you catch my drift.
My brother knew you were coming for him. And he wouldn't leave with me. I kept telling him to leave. No, we have to stay. This is our home. So he goes out and tries to gear up for some big showdown. Comes home. Fancy leather armor. It's magical. Magical, Marcus. It'll protect me. He's out the door before I can tell him those runes are fucking backwards and fake.
Listen, all right, that one's on Wally. I'll give you that one. Probably could have done better as a salesman. People got to make a living, you know.
He walks up to Ditch.
But I mean, it also sounds like you're kind of at fault here too. He wouldn't go with you. You could have drugged him like you drugged all of us.
Yeah.
Just hit him with some fucking powder when he was sleeping. Think about that. When he walked in the armor, just fucking.
I think about it every day. And don't worry, Boris, because I'll be right behind you.
Or you can go before me. That's fine. We can work that out too.
That seems rude of me.
No, trust me. I'd understand.
You know what? I'm feeling. And he moves to the very center of the platform and kind of sits down cross-legged. You're not as one-dimensional as I expect. I thought I was just going to kill you. That would have been way easier and funner for me, honestly. But you make decent points, and I'm nothing if not reasonable. So you don't have to drink it. That's fine. Pick who does.
Oh, you want me to pick who does?
Yeah.
You haven't even finished with what everybody's guilty of. The only one we've agreed on is Wally's probably a little at fault.
He points over at...
I'm not saying 100%. I'm saying like maybe 20%.
He points over at Ditch and he goes, a man hired to find answers, takes the money, then disappears for 2 months.
Does that man look like he is healthy?
Irrelevant.
Seriously, look at him. That's not irrelevant. That's a very relevant thing.
My problem.
If you catch the plague, you can't go to work. Sorry, I don't know what you want from me.
He gave me his word. And then he tries to wipe my memory. It's dirty tactics.
Well, I got nothing on the wiping the memory thing, but he definitely doesn't look healthy. I don't know what the fuck he was up to, but you know.
And then you got the street performer. I don't know what he does. He's honestly, out of all of you, strangely the hardest to track down. His past is pretty easy to figure out, but fucking hell, his day-to-days are weird. He just comes in.
He plays music. That seems pretty.
To Canvas, buys up all the medicine, sells it for profit.
I mean,
here's an idea. How about you buy what you need and leave the rest for the people who need it too?
Maybe he was. He's from the slums. They don't have a lot over there.
Yeah. We don't got a lot anywhere.
Yeah, but they have less over there. That's why it's the slums. It's kind of slummy. You know, like we do what we can over there, but damn, that's a hard nut to crack. Yeah. Am I right?
Pick one.
You want me to pick one? Here. We'll do it like this. You let everybody go. Mm-hmm. You drink the potion, and then me and you can play a little game.
You see he walks over to the stairs that descend into the pool, reaches behind one of the pillars, comes back with multiple little leather pouches. Pick one.
You want me to pick one?
Or they all drink it.
I have like a few minutes to think about this.
Pick one.
Hey, whoa now. I don't know why you're coming at me with all this.
You see he walks over to Matt and grabs him by the face and opens his mouth.
I promise I will slit your throat.
He pulls out the leather pouch.
Do not pour that in that kid's mouth.
He opens the pouch.
Give me a second. I'm looking at it.
Okay.
You're really putting me in between a rock and a hard place here.
He puts the pouch up to Matt's mouth.
No, I was talking to you, not to him.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I am going to say, Pierce, I need an action from Boris.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can do.
Yeah, Boris is on the spot too, so rapid decision-making time. He starts to tilt the pouch.
Just let the kid go. I'll pick someone besides the kid. Just let the kid go.
Slowly puts it down. You all walk out of here when the person you've chosen turns.
You're the best. Volt's kind of an asshole. How long does it take to turn? Like, how long are we looking at? Give me a timeline.
Are you asking him or are you asking me?
Yeah, no, like, I'm trying to have a dialogue while I make this decision.
No, he puts the bag back up to Matt's mouth.
We said no Matt. We said no Matt. We said no Matt. Do not drug a child.
4, 3.
I'll take it.
You see he stops. He walks over. Crouches in front of you with the pouch open. You'll take it?
Absolutely. If you let everyone else go.
He puts the pouch up to your face.
No. I want them out of here before we do this. Just me and you in the room. You can leave me tied up. Get them out of here.
You're in no place to make demands. Now you're going to drink this, or I'm going back over there, and I'm going to feed it to the kid. And then I'm going to feed it to the other one. Then I'm going to feed it to the half-elf. Then I'm going to feed it to the skeleton. Then I'm going to feed it to the dragon. Then I'm going to feed it to the changer.
Are we talking about Ditch, the one you said disappeared? He's a skeleton?
He pushes the bag up into your face. Drink.
I want to drink the fucking potion. I will take the potion in my mouth.
He puts the bag up to your lips, tilts the pouch upwards. You feel a thick, slimy liquid into your mouth. And then as the pouch finishes kind of like emptying out, he throws it and puts his hand over your mouth and nose. And like basically begins to suffocate you.
I try to catch him in the like face or arm with my horn. Because he's like right on top of me.
Yeah.
Now, right?
Okay. Give me a unarmed strike. So D20 plus your strength with disadvantage.
The actual arm strike.
If you have an unarmed strike, yeah, go ahead and do that, but with disadvantage. Okay. Yeah, you go to move your horn like at an angle, and he like moves with you and puts another hand on the back of your head and just forces the hand onto your mouth and nose again and just holding it there, basically suffocating you until you swallow.
I guess I'm gonna swallow, yeah.
You force it down. He waits. He holds it there for a couple more seconds, and he lets go of you. And kind of, as you're still like manacled and stuff and have moved with him, he lets your momentum continue, and he throws you on your side and kind of stands up. I know you're just gonna go home and kill yourself, but it still feels good. You die like he dies, and you all go to the same place. Tell me how easy repenting is, and he kicks you in the stomach. You can just, pray it away to your God, and he kicks you again. You're a joke. Your old church is a joke. How
am I stuck to this chair again?
Oh, you're not in a chair. You're like kind of hog-tied, manacled behind your back, and then your feet are manacled to your wrists, kind of thing, with a connecting chain.
Try to break the chain.
Go for it. Give me a strength check. Now you strain against them, and they snap taut, and they don't give any. He kicks you again. It's so sad. I not your fault. You were fucking abducted and indoctrinated, and he kicks you in the stomach. It's just.
When he comes in for another kick, I'm gonna try to hit him with the horns again.
Okay, yeah. He pauses for a second. He goes, God. Yeah, shame I won't be there to see it. And he goes to kick you again. Give me another unarmed strike with disadvantage. Holy shit. Very nice. Roll damage. Roll damage. 100%.
I'm also going to smite him.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to smite this man.
Okay. Holy shit. Very nice. Okay. You pierce into his leg. You channel your divine energy into it. It shocks through his body. he screams, like blood-curdling scream in pain as he stumbles backwards and falls on his ass. And he looks up, blood just pouring out of this large hole in his leg. And he looks at you and he goes, "It doesn't matter. I won." And you see he like limps up, gets to his feet, and is like limping and starts walking towards Matt with another pouch out.
I'm gonna try to break the chains again.
All right, go for it. No. Tot again. Keeps walking towards Matt.
Can I use my inspiration on that?
You can, yeah. Oh, dude, no. DC 20. You feel the chains begin to pull, like they're giving way, but not fast enough. As you know, if you had like 5 more seconds, you could break these chains. And he leans over and grabs Matt's face. Matt, you've walked into this black archway. And you slowly see the light at the end. And it gets brighter and brighter and brighter. And your surroundings return to you. You see torches on stone walls. Damp, wet wood fills your nostrils. And a hand grabs you by the face. As your vision slowly returns, you see this young, probably 16, 17-year-old boy, long, dark, scraggly hair, grabs you and looks you in the eyes. And he says, "I'm sorry, kid. This isn't about you. But they won't get it if it doesn't affect innocence. They're going to remember you." And he puts this leather pouch up to your lips, Matt. And as he starts to tilt it, you see a flash of metal. A blade goes through his chest. Blood kind of pools out of his mouth. And he drops the pouch in your lap. It spills, covering your legs with this thick purple liquid. And he drops to his knees. Standing behind him, you see the familiar face of Deacon. He pulls the blade out. He falls to his side. Marcus does. And he looks up. Boris, you see in a flash of silver smoke almost, Deacon appears, pierces the back of Marcus, pulls his blade out. Matt, you're probably the only one who would hear this because of proximity. You see, he looks up at Deacon and he goes, "You're too late. I made another." He won't believe you. You old fucking idiot. And Marcus grabs a pouch on his hip and throws it at Deacon, who cuts it in half, like mid-stride. The blade makes contact with the pouch. You see a spark. It ignites the insides, and a flash grenade basically goes off. He staggers backwards. Matt, you're blind unless you somehow look away. Boris, if you're watching this, you go blind of just white. And as the ringing slowly goes away, the light fades. You can see your surrounding again. All of you are snapped awake very aggressively, very nauseously is the best way I can think of describe it, as you come back to your senses, chains around your wrists and ankles in this old bathhouse you've seen once before. Deacon stands in the center of it now, looking around in all directions. Marcus is gone. Go ahead, Pierce.
I'm gonna say, would it be considered a disease or poison, that potion he made me drink?
You don't know.
Well, I'm a burn 10 fucking lay on hands points then and cure 1 poison and 1 disease.
You don't feel any different yet. So you don't know.
That's fine. I wanna fucking neutralize
Just
it
to be
before
safe.
it
Yeah.
takes hold.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, as you all kind of snap back to your senses, Deacon begins going around in a circle and he flicks his blade, cuts the chains off of you, moves on to the next person, doesn't stop, cuts the chains, gets over to you, Boris, and looks down. He goes, "You gonna try and kill me if I let you go?"
I haven't decided yet, but not right now.
All right, cuts your chains. He stands up and he goes, "Okay, what's the move, Volt? You moved on Discord.
You're muted on Discord.
Damn it.
There you go.
Just trying to break the chains before he gets over to me.
No. You fucking pull him taut and he cuts them as they reach tautness. He looks around and he goes, "Okay, well, you guys are fucked up. All right, that's not good. Oh shit. All right. I'm gonna see if I can find him. Don't fucking go anywhere." And he
Find who?
Who do you fucking think? And he's like running
I'll
away from you
handle it.
guys. Yeah, he's running away from you. He says, "The fucking hex!" And he takes off. Where is it? He takes off into one of the deeper doors into this bathhouse. Boars, you are freed. You stand up, I assume. All of you are able to get to your feet. Your gear has returned to you. You all have your equipment again. As you all stand up and as you kind of are able to look at each other and be like, "Hey, I'm good. You're good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You're good." You all move up. You stand up. You feel the wood under your feet shift a little bit. It shifts again.
I move off of the wood if I can.
Yeah.
I also try to find solid ground.
I'll do this for you guys.
He was like on a platform in the center at one point, right?
He was right here when it started. Yeah. Not an elevated platform. This whole thing's kind of a platform to cover up the bottom of the pool.
I'm just gonna step off the fucking pool.
Yeah. Oz, you said you got off. Enonis, you said you got off. Ditch, the floor beneath you was like shaking and rocking. Do you get off the wood?
I'm gonna go near Oz.
Okay.
So
Cool.
like there, or next to him,
No worries.
basically.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm just gonna slam my flail into the floor and bust it.
All
See
right.
what's under it.
Volt, what are you doing?
Does this feel like the wood's giving out or the wood's being moved by something?
Feels like it's being
underneath?
shifted.
Okay. So if it's giving out, Volt's gonna be like, wait.
Yeah.
Heavy guy in the center. No, Volt's gonna go for the edge as well.
Okay, cool. And then Matt. Cool. You all step off of the wood, and as your feet leave it, you hear the sound of shattering wood and splinters clashing into the ceiling as the entire middle of this platform breaks open. And I will move it here real fast. A large steel humanoid figure breaks out of the wood, and you can all hear a very obvious sound of gears as it turns and like starts looking in all the directions of all of you. It goes, "Project OTK activated. Kill." Let's go ahead and roll initiative, but it'll happen next session. Yeah.
The damage that we took in the dream, does that transfer
Carries
over to us
over.
here?
Yep.
Okay.
Damage is the only thing that carried over. Not spell usage, not ability usage, just damage.
Is Volt's hand burnt?
No.
Okay.
I said it was fire damage.
I'm
It was
assuming-
technically psychic damage, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I'm assuming no flaming sword.
No, you are not wielding the flaming sword. No.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's okay. I have a flaming axe. That's all
Yep.
I need.
Yep.
I'm assuming my my command spell is expended though, right?
What's up?
my command spell was
Yes, you
expended.
use that out of
Because that was
the
in-
dream. Yes. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Is that everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to.
Man, that is not anything but consistency right there.
Wally is there with us, right?
Yeah, Wally's there.
Okay. I don't see their token. Unless they're
Bottom
hiding
left.
underneath it.
You can't see it.
Oh,
because of the
okay. I
door.
can't see him anymore. Okay, gotcha.
Sorry, I have to
I
grab
dragged my ragged ass body
Yeah.
to the stairs. I'm fucked.
Yeah, you're hurting.
Plus.
Because that
But at
damage
least you didn't get
sticks,
poisoned.
goddamn.
Yep,
Damage
it's
sticks.
basically
Yep.
psychic damage.
Yikes. Good way to start a fight.
All right.
Is
Descending.
this Death Prime's older brother?
Gonna say what the hell?
All right.
There's automatons in this.
You
Hunter
all
King.
surround the broken platform, this large steel covered automaton with a massive warhammer in one hand and a shield in the other. The head does a full 360 without the body moving as it locks on to all of your forms and kind of slams the warhammer against the shield, and you hear it repeat, Operation OTK activated. And that is where we're going to stop for the night. Because combat would take like another 2 hours, and it's already done. So we're going to call it there.
I'll call in for a sub. I'm
No,
good.
no.
I'll call in for a sub.
It does, in fact, suck that we will not be here on Wednesday because we'll have to wait. But what a sweet,
True.
sweet session to come back to after a week off. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, guys. That was a very talky session. I apologize if that's not your preference, but we get a little bit of everything here. Nice combat, nice role play, some emotional trauma. It's how it goes. It's what we shoot for. Like I said, we will not be here next week, so I apologize. We will, however, be back on the 20th. So stay tuned for that and the conclusion of this fight in the bathhouse and the arguably the conclusion of the Hex arc. We'll see what happens. If you miss any part of the sessions or if you just want to watch it again because sound or anything like that, check out the VODs. They'll be up soon. I think that's everything. Keep an eye out on the Twitter if something does happen on next Wednesday. It won't be an actual Noximbres, but a stream could be up. Who knows? I think that's everything. I want to thank my lovely players. Thank you guys so much for being super patient with me tonight. I know it was a very one-on-one heavy session, but those happen from time to time, and you guys were wonderful and fantastic and amazing as always. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Thank you so much for watching Cap Dice, and we'll see you next time.